Welcome to our show, Time with a Gardener. I must apologize for the late in starting of the program. It is because of some technical issues, the network challenges. Today, we are going to talk about why you need pollinators in your garden. Sometimes we think so much about our crops, and then also think about how to improve it through fertilization. But we also forget that there are other important organisms that you need to be able to also increase your yield. So that is why we also encourage you to go as much as organic. That is to think about the environment and then also think about those who are also very important to your garden as far as the environment is concerned. And so we are going to talk about pollinators today. Today, I am happy to be bringing you the show from a colleague setup. This is a hydroponic system and a very nice setup, which I'll be talking about in the near future. And then when you look beneath, that is catfish. And so what he's using is that the water in the tank down there is being pumped through the pipes, and then it is being used for the vegetables. And once you are still also having catfish in there. So we'll talk about it some other time. But today we are talking about pollinators. And you have to know that increasing yield in your garden is not only about the soil. You can improve the soil fertility to boost plant growth, but there are very important organisms that play key role in terms of improving the nutrients. And those are, so it's very important that we think about how to attract the number of pollinators that comes into your garden. The number of pollinators that comes into your garden. My name is Dr. Kwekucheyaka, and I am the gardener. This show is brought to you by Garden for All. Garden for All is a non-profit organization with the aim of ensuring that every home has access to safe food. And as part of our activities, we are going to be visiting homes, and then that is, we are going on an outreach into home gardeners, homes within. We will be selecting some communities in Ghana, but we'll be starting in Cape Coast next month. So we'll be visiting home gardeners, we'll give them training, and then we'll give them any necessary input that we can provide. And so we are open for partnership. Any organization that want to partner with us, that want to be part of this program, just reach out to us. Let's visit home gardeners. Let's give them training, and then let's also empower them. And so we are going to start in the first week of August, and we will be also doing that in other parts of Ghana. So we'll be visiting most regions as well, as far as this outreach program is concerned. Yeah, so today I want you to know that pollinators are very important to you. They are very, very important to you as far as your gardening journey is concerned. So take note that attracting the pollinators into your garden is very, very important. The butterflies, the bees, and then other insects that helps in pollinating your crops. Getting them in the garden should be a priority. And so think about ways of getting them in. And one way is to make sure that you don't use any pesticide that will kill some of these beneficial insects. The use of these inorganic pesticides are very, very dangerous to these beneficial insects. Some of them target all the bees, they will kill them, kill any important to you in your garden. And so it is not every every insect you see in your garden that is dangerous. Some of them are very important because they help to pollinate your plants for you. And so in growing your crop, make sure you think about how you get them in. Crops like your tomatoes, your cucumber, your pepper, any crop that flowers, you need certain insects to get them pollinated for you. Though the wind can do, but it is not every crop that can be pollinated by the wind. You need these insects. And so strategically, you have to make sure you get certain plants that will attract them. And so whenever you are constructing your garden, think about a pollinator garden. What is a pollinator garden? It is a small garden within your garden that you plant flowers. You can just plant them at the edges. Some of them use the flowers as border plants. So they grow the flowers at the edges of the garden, so that the pollinators, the butterflies, the bees will come in because they are attracted to these flowers. So when they get into your garden and then they see the other flowers on your plants, that is your pepper, tomatoes, then they also go there and they pollinate it for you. And so you need a lot of them. You need these pollinators in your garden, a lot of them in your garden. And so what you have to deliberately do is that you think about the pollinator garden. A lot of our farmers, the commercial farmers, are so much interested in the. So a lot of our farmers think so much about their crops and then the amount of work that they need to put in to increase it. But they don't also consider that there are other organisms that help you in doing the job. And so today I want you to know that growing certain plants is very important. One of them is the sunflower. The sunflower attracts a lot of insects, the butterfly, the bees, a lot of them, different types of insects because of the pollen that it produces. And so because it produces a lot of pollen, you see a lot of them. And sometimes you see even some of these insects fighting over spaces. So you see the butterfly fighting over space on the sunflower with the bees. And so grow sunflower in your garden. Make sure it makes your garden beautiful. And then again, it helps to attract the pollinators. It is not every plant that you plant that can attract. Some of them help to repel. So note that it is not every flowering plant that you need to plant in your garden. Some of them will rather repel them or push these insect, the beneficial insect away because of the kind of chemicals that they produce. So make sure you get the flowers that will rather attract them. Sunflower is one of them. So you can go for any of them and use them. And one another plant from your garden. Marigold, we have different varieties, African marigold, and then we have other types. Some are has a very big flowers. And one thing that the marigold does, besides attracting the pollinators, it also helps in controlling nematodes, especially the African marigold. So we encourage that you grow the marigold, grow them as row plants in your garden, and they will help to manage nematode and then also attract the pollinators. So this is how, those of you who have not seen the marigold before, this is how the marigold looks like. So if you come across it, it is very important to you, pick it, and then so the seed, when it dries, the seed is in this particular part. So you just pick it and then you can nest it and transplant in your garden. One other flower that I love so much is the zinnia. The zinnia, I love the zinnia because the zinnia attracts a lot of beneficial insects. One of my students, we planted some in our rooftop garden, and I asked, because we planted them in pots, I asked my student to put the pot close to the pepper plants because the flower is so important to attract the pollinators, and then they will help to pollinate it. So I just told them to use it as an experiment. And interestingly, the zinnia that he put close to the pepper, that particular pepper had a lot of fruit. So I had forgotten about it. So one day he called me and said, "Sir, the flower, the pepper that is close to the zinnia plant has a lot of fruits compared to the others." And so it confirms it when you say that we should put it close to your farm. So it's very important that you grow them. Zinnia is very popular and can do well in almost every part of the world. I brought some of these seeds from the US. I brought them from the US, and then I still have them. So they are different flowers, different colors. So you can have different colors of zinnia. This is also another color, and this is also another type that I have. So you can grow all of them in your garden, different colors, and then they will help to attract these pollinators for you. So zinnia is one particular flower that I will recommend every home gardener to plant. Another flower is the bachelor's bottom. The bachelor's bottom is a very important flower, and one thing about it is so unique that it grows throughout the year, and it doesn't easily die. And once it gets dry, you just spread it around, and it will germinate. So wherever you plant your bachelor's bottom, you know that whenever the soil is good in terms of rains, it will germinate again because some of the seeds will fall off. So it's very important that you consider growing the bachelor's bottom as well in your garden. There are other flowers that you have to also consider growing in your garden. So take note of all these flowers that I have talked to you about. Note that without these pollinators, you are not going to harvest so much. And so these pollinators are so important to pollinate your crops, your flowers, and then you have an increased yield. And so take note that as a home gardener, one of your priorities should be having these flowers to attract your pollinators. It's very important. And so today we have learned that we need to grow the flowers deliberately, grow flowers so that they can attract the pollinators in our garden. I go around and then I do a lot of collections of these flowers and then grow them in our garden. Besides, they making your garden so beautiful. The flowers make your garden so beautiful, but they also play a significant role in terms of attracting the pollinators. So please take note. Sometimes some of the plants, ornamental plants that you see beautiful colors, doesn't mean it is going to attract pollinators. We need plants that will flower. This one, it is only the leaf that you see colored. These particular plants will not attract pollinators. Make sure you get plants that flowers, like the sunflower, talking about the zinnia, talking about the bachelor's bottom, talking about the zinnia, as well the rose plant can also attract. So take note and then start hunting for flowers and grow them in your garden. Use them as border plants or grow them in between your beds and make sure you manage them. Anytime, pick seeds from your flowers and then save them. I have been saving the marigold for some time now and I still collect some. Recently, I took some from Mr. Hiapo and then I'm still picking them. The one thing about sharing is that anytime you lose your plant, you can still get some from the person that you gave to. This particular bachelor's bottom, I picked it from a place, and then recently they requested for some of the seeds from me because they had lost theirs. So let's share the flowers, the seeds, and let's grow them in our garden to increase our yield. Once again, my name is Dr. Kwekucheaka. I am the gardener, and I will continue to bring this show to you. We are going to show you there's going to be a practical version. These videos, we are recording the videos, the practical episode, and we are doing it in our local language, Twi, and then in English. And so we will be uploading these training videos on this platform. So kindly subscribe to our channel, share, and then make sure you also educate others about the importance of gardening. Garden for All has the aim of ensuring that you have access to safe food. I want to thank you so much today for joining me and for being part of the show. Next week, same time, we will come your way with another very important topic that you love. Bye-bye for now. But if you have any question, you can share it in the comment section, and then I will answer them for you. Thank you so much, and then let's meet. I am from Ghana, and so this show is for everyone interested in gardening. Thank you, and bye-bye for now.